Hi, welcome to the second video of the year. This video might be a shorter video because I'm fairly tired. So today's topic is going to be decision making. So what I want to talk about for decision making is a couple of things. One thing I'll talk about is the difference between how some people think in terms of certainty and some people think in terms of statistical probability when it comes to making decisions. The other thing that I want to talk about in terms of decision making is uh, the extent to which your decisions have impact on the world, such that uh, you can get what it is you're trying to get when you make a decision. That didn't make much sense. Let me explain. I guess I'll start in detail with that one then. So, what I'm talking about is, let's say that I intend to make someone laugh. Let's say I want to make you laugh. So, my intent is going to be here. I could want to make you laugh. I could want to eat an apple. I could want to go to the bathroom. These are different kinds of intents. Then I choose a strategy for which to achieve my intent. So I could tell a verbal joke. I could use physical comedy. I could send you a funny video or meme. So these are different strategies to achieve the intent of making you laugh. So intent, strategy, then there's execution. So here I could call you, or I could Facebook message you, Google Hangout you, text you, whatever, right? This is the execution of me transferring my intent and strategy to you. So this is the world that I can control with my decisions. I can decide what my intent is. I can decide what strategy to use to achieve that intent, and I can decide how to execute that strategy. The part that I cannot control is going to be the other person's interpretation and perception of what I'm sending to the other person. And also, I cannot control what happens in between when I say send a Facebook message to them. Maybe the internet loses my message. Maybe my friend doesn't log on Facebook for 2 weeks. Like, there's a lot of reasons why my friend may not receive a Facebook message. So even though I've executed my decision to send them a funny video link through Facebook, uh, they might not get it. Let's say that they do get the link, then they try to click and watch the video. They could have technical difficulties. The video could have been lost or claimed by copyright infringement by then, so they don't have an opportunity to even view the video. But let's say that they do, then sometimes they might find it funny, and sometimes they may find it funny. Like, depending on who they are, what mood they're in, whether that humor resonates with them or not. Do they understand that humor? Like, there's a lot of factors outside of your control impacting whether you succeed in getting your intent, which is to make someone laugh. So, in decision making, lots of people will say, in terms of certainty. So religion is one example that I'm going to lightly touch because it's a sensitive topic and I don't want to go get myself in trouble this early in my video broadcasting career. But what I want to say is that for religion, they typically tell you there is a definite right answer, um, and it is blank. And if there's not a definite right answer, then that you know of, then God knows what the definite right answer is. And you should rest assured that God is going to take care of it because God knows the perfect right answer such that your intent and strategy and execution and communication and your friend's perception and interpretation will all align. So that is the certainty belief. The uncertainty belief is where you assign statistical probabilities to the success of each of these options. So let's say that I have an intent to make a friend laugh, an intent to eat an apple, and an intent to go to the bathroom. I would say the statistical likelihood of success is probably highest for me to go to a bathroom given that it's, at least for me, fairly accessible an option. Um, this is pretty high certainty, like 99% certainty I can go to a bathroom. Eating an apple is also fairly high certainty. I'm pretty picky when it comes to apples, so I might go to a store and might not find an apple that I want to eat. But let's say so let's say the statistical likelihood of me finding an apple is 50%. So then we've gone from 90% success rate to 50% success rate. Now, if I have an intent to make a friend laugh, then that success rate is based on the extent to which that I know this friend's humor, I know what this friend finds funny, and I know that they have access to whatever communication means, strategy, and execution that I use to get this humor to my friend. All those probabilities make it such that the chances of me finding a video that my friend will find funny is probably, let's say, 10%. Like, I'll scroll through my newsfeed and I'll find 10 videos and only one of them will match the criteria where I would actually want to send it to my friend. Because if I sent all 10 videos, probably 9 of them my friend wouldn't find funny. I mean, I wouldn't find half the videos I browse through funny anyway. So, yeah. So the statistical way of looking at the world would be this way. And then let's say that I take the example of, let's say I do decide to spend my time and my resources on making a friend laugh. Then I would expect that my likelihood of succeeding would be fairly low. So if my friend actually does not laugh, I would probably not be that surprised. You might be judging me and saying I'm not very funny. Screw you. No, just kidding. But like, I would use statistics to set my expectations on outcomes. Now, let's forget the fact that I brought up religion. And we're just talking about people with certainty. Like, a lot of people with certainty will say, oh, I find this funny. So certainly you must find this funny because this is certainly funny regardless of what the strategy, execution, communication, perception, and intent is. This inherently in and of itself is funny. So therefore, anyone that interacts with it will find it funny. There are people who think this way, and these are the two ways that people often approach decisions. I just Yeah. And in my experience, there's pros and cons to both. Living in the certainty world has the added benefit of being more understandable because you know with certainty what's going to happen. And when things don't happen the way that you expect, like I send a video that I think is funny that my friend will find funny and my friend doesn't laugh. If that happens, then I will respond by saying, "Come on, man, it is funny. You're just not getting it." Like I would place the blame on the person. So there's me as a person, and then intent, strategy, execution, uh, communication, then their perception, interpretation, their reaction, and then there's a person at the end, right? So people with certainty will blame the person as opposed to this chain of events in between. Oops, oh no, sorry. Let me close my alarm. Okay, cool. And I find that in terms of uh, being more uh, in my life, I've found that in my pursuit of success and my pursuit of the outcome that I want, in my pursuit of wanting my intent to become a reality, I've had to dive into the details of everything in between such that I can manage the statistical probabilities to maximize them and make them in my favor. So, for example, the way that I would approach this decision would be I would send videos of things that I find funny to my friend. Let's say there's a joke about an apple, then a joke about a monkey, then a joke about cars. And then I would see if my friend finds them funny. Then let's say that the car joke is 0% funny. The monkey joke is like 60% funny. And the apple joke is like 90% funny. So then I know in the future if I run into a joke that involves an apple, I have a 90% chance of succeeding in my intent of making my friend laugh. Whereas if I find a joke that's about a car, I should probably not bother because the statistical likelihood is zero, at least historically speaking. So this is one perspective on how to make decisions in life. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Good night. Or good day, depending on when you're watching this.